How many hotspots does it take to run a stream?
But yeah, I went ahead and hit the go live button. So now we'll see.
We'll see what.
Yeah,
what
now
we see.
now you can actually pull us up and see what. First of all, let us know if you can hear us, because I don't know if that's going to be true.
Hello, Mads.
Yeah.
Mads is saying hello, so I assume that means y'all can see us and not that you're just checking in.
Can you hear us though? Is the question.
We can see and hear. Oh, you're,
all right.
You're great, Mads.
Fantastic.
Thank
Then
you.
we're all set. So for the folks that are in the room, though, there's supposed to be something on the big screen. I don't think that we're going to get that, which is a shame, because I actually am mirroring my laptop, and so that it's already hooked in and mirroring. It's just not doing the
Can
thing.
we close this door, or 'cause
Let's
there's-
take a look.
there's
Also,
a
Jessie's camera
conversation.
isn't working.
Hey. The camera from my computer, for whatever reason, is not sending signal to David's.
Yeah.
So.
So you just get me, unfortunately. But yeah, no idea why nothing's coming up on the screen there.
I'm looking to see if I can figure that out.
Oh,
Thank
cool.
you.
Is it coming from this computer?
No.
It's this one.
And you have you have the HDMI cable.
Yep.
hooked
Plugged
up.
in, yeah.
And it gave me the thing, asked if I wanted a mirror, and I said, yep.
It is a cute mushroom. That is true. And this mushroom is courtesy of Jonathan and their incredible Mouse House artwork. This is the second Mouse House artwork,
Yeah.
not the first. The first one is an interior design. This one was an exterior.
Yep. Anyway, especially for the people that were new here, we have a little a short little presentation to describe what we're doing, but it would be ideal if you could see it. So we're gonna wait just a sec to see if that eventuates. But in the meantime,
In other good news, though, it
Yeah.
seems that the last podcast live stream went off without a hitch, and this is
Yeah.
just for us that the Wi-Fi has died.
How do we get on the Wi-Fi or on the live stream if we want? If
that's a
Oh.
good idea. All right, so to get to our live stream, go to YouTube and look up LangTime Studio.
guess I could figure that out.
Yeah, and then you'll be able to see us there. At the very least, though, we can just give you a basic introduction. So, hello, my name is David Peterson, and this is my wife, Jessie Peterson, and we're professional language creators. I've created languages for things like Game of Thrones, Defiance, The Witcher,
The 100.
The 100, yeah. And then together, Jessie and I have created other languages for stuff. So go ahead.
Oh yeah, like Dune, Superman, Supergirl, Elemental,
Shadow and Bone.
Shadow and Bone, The Witcher and The Witcher spinoff. You did The Witcher, but
Yeah.
then we did a Witcher.
That's right, we did the
together.
Witcher spinoff together.
So yeah, all sorts.
Yep.
Oh my God, my camera's running.
Oh, wow, your camera's running. How did that happen?
I don't know, but yay!
All right. Anyway, so we're running this entire live stream off of my phone's hotspot, so I believe it's a little choppy. Oh, it looks like DynoNet submitted their master's thesis. Congratulations.
And yeah, for people in the audience, we're reading comments to people watching the live stream on YouTube at home, and so if you're getting random commentary, that is us commenting on comments being made.
Yep. Anyway, though, so at least for the new folks, you've got it pulled up on your phone. So I'll go ahead and start this very mini presentation. And since this is going to take over my screen, I can look at Jessie's screen to make sure that it shows up.
In a moment, yes.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, perfect. Just wonderful. Okay. So this is the general background and introduction to what we are doing here. All right. In the distant past, I was a big fan of this video game called Shining Force on the Sega Genesis that came out, I think, in 1989. It was unique in that it was this kind of strategy game where you took individual characters and you move them around a map and then they fight things like a goblin. But unlike other games of its type, it had a whole bunch of individual characters. So even though there were kind of separate classes of fighters, every single one of these characters was a unique person with a name and a backstory and dialogue interactions, which I thought was really, really, really cool. I was also a big fan of this game called Hero Quest, another one from the early 90s, where you move figures around a map and you fight a bunch of beasts. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if there was a board game that was somewhat like Shining Force, where you could take characters across a map, but each one was its own individual character with its own backstory and everything. I thought that would be really cool. And so I started kind of making preparations for this game in I think it was like 2019, maybe even 2018. I'd actually created a really early version of something like it back in the 90s that I play tested with friends once and then gave up on. But anyway, that game is now Sovalla, the Battle of the Bloodwater. And is it up there yet? No. So since it's not up there, if you have a smartphone, you can see the live stream on YouTube at LangTime Studio. Then you can see the the keynote that we're presenting right now. So sorry about that. Anyway, so I had this idea for the board game that we have been working on, and the board game is very simple, by the way. I know you can't see it, but 2 people in the audience are in these photos. But actually, no, Bib isn't in these photos, just Madeline. Anyway, so we went through several stages and prototypes and blah, 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 but the entire idea is that the combatants in this game are actually anthropomorphic animals. They're kind of little mammals. They're kind of cute, and they separate themselves into little kingdoms, and they fight each other. So that is the board game. In order to do that, though, we're language creators. I thought, well, who are these animals going to be? They obviously need to have names and stuff. So we decided for the various animals to create languages. And so far we have cats, opossums, mice, cats again. That was supposed to
Instead
be
of
rabbits. The first one is supposed to be rabbits. I double checked this.
I know, we all do it, babe. We all do it.
Rabbits, opossum, mice, cats, dogs, beavers, foxes, and bats. And they all have their own separate kingdoms, which means they all need their own languages. And that is where LangTime Studio comes in. I had come up with an idea early on of streaming the process of working on the various shows and movies that I've worked on. The only problem is they're all under NDA. For obvious reasons. You don't want to spoil like elements of a show before it's come out. So I can't actually live stream the process of like working on House of the Dragon or anything like that. I did actually record myself working on some of these shows privately, and then I released the streams after the show came out, but that's not really as exciting. I always wanted to live stream the process. I thought it would be really fun. In order to do that, though, it would have to be something that I controlled the IP for. And that was where I got this idea. What if, we created these languages for the board game using our own YouTube channel? And I asked Jessie to help me with that. And so we have been streaming this process. Now we started, our first episode was February 27, 2020. Our last one, aside from today, was last week, August 20th. And we've
by
been
last, that's just most recent, not final.
Most recent, yeah. And essentially we stream every Thursday at 2 p.m. Today it's 3 p.m. because we could only get 3 p.m. Yeah, we stream for 2 hours. We create little bits of the languages, and we've done it for now 8 seasons. So season 1 was the rabbits. We have all of these languages, and our most recent season is Ndak, the language of the bats. And there they are, our little racer bats. Jessie did this artwork. And so our bats from the land of Námuo Káámie, they hail from the forests of former Eastern Canada. Everybody is from Eastern Canada. By the way, these animals are essentially in a post-apocalyptic world. All the humans have died out, and then animals kind of mutated, and now some of them walk about on 2 legs. And so all of the game kind of takes place around the Toronto area, north of that. Anyway, so our bats hail from the forests of former eastern Canada. Their kingdom is the union of 4 former smaller bat organizations, each one centered around the primary bat cultural activity, which is the Great Bat Races. They race in clans against each other. Anyway, our goal today is to begin the process of coming up with a naming strategy and names for our bats. And so that's where we are today.
That font looks great with the shadows, the
Thank
drop
you.
shadows.
That's brand new. So yeah.
As Magpie says, the font looks like a font. Yes, it does. Woo!
By the way, also we have a poll every week for the people who watch our stream. They vote on some aspect of the language. In this case, the poll for the previous week was deciding on the form of 2 numbers. It was, in fact, the numbers 3 and 4, I think it was. We didn't write them up, but I can write them up here. There was a decision to be made about whether we were going to go with the 3 and 4 that was rounded or the 3 and 4 that was pointy.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And that poll finished up, and they decided on the rounded ones. It was a clear decision, even though there were a number that voted for the pointy ones. And I'll show you what I mean when I say that.
We expect a wild cheer to go up if ever the screen starts working,
Yeah.
because things are happening.
Yeah.
We're
This is
all on our
great.
phones. I think.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness. Thank you all for being so lovely.
But yeah, if you look at the numbers 6 and 8, I thought that they were next to each other, but I guess not. You'll see that under 6, there's this little upside down V shape, and under 8, there's an upside down V shape with a thing in the middle, like a tripod. The question was whether 3 and 4 were going to look like that, or whether they would get more rounded just being on their own. And yeah, our patrons made the right decision. They voted for the rounded version, so that's good. These were based on, so the bat counting system, it's base 9. So you'll see that's why a 9 looks like a 10, essentially. And it was based on, like, the bats have spread wings, and they kind of count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're points. And so, like, the number 1 is basically looks like that. Number 2, it's like a dot because it's down 1. And then 3 was just this, like because that was how it ended up. It originally was this, and then it kind of got shifted. 4 is the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No,
4 is the
paw.
4 is the paw, right? And then 5 is the tail. And then when you got to 6, it was essentially supposed to be 3 with a line over it, and then 8 was, I think, 4 with a line over it. But did we mix those up? Is like 6 supposed to be 7, and 7 supposed to be 6? I super don't remember.
Yeah, this is. Now I gotta stare at this.
Oh, hey, Tethys. And Tethys says, hello, live audience on your phones. Yeah, there's the reason it was base 9, though. It was based on an image. It made sense if you looked at the image of the bat.
Mm-hmm.
It really made sense that it was base 9. There were other options. There was a way to get base 10 out of it. Surprisingly, or perhaps unsurprisingly, base 10 got a very lukewarm, tepid reaction. They were not excited about the base 10. There you go.
That was Bibleridian for all you folks at home.
Yeah. Incidentally, Bibleridian is super famous. He's a very famous YouTuber. And he is here. He'll have panels at Worldcon. One on Monday at 1:30 or something. Maybe earlier than that, maybe 12. And another one
Ours
that
is
we're
at
on. Ours is at 1:30 on,
Monday.
no, oh no, but the one with him.
Oh, that one's Friday at 6.
6?
Yeah, PM.
Wow. Wow. The dinner hour. We're going to have a huge audience. Anyway, also with us, by the way.
Did I get it wrong?
Oh, it's actually here. It's on the back of our thingies.
It says Friday at 6. Yeah.
No, I think Biblaridian was on Inventing Languages, which is Saturday at 1:30. Does that sound right? All right. Well, anyway.
Oh, goodness gracious. Didn't you
Madeline,
put your
Madeline
sticker
James
on
is
your
also
badge?
here. You didn't get a sticker? Dang.
Okay. Also, I
Yeah.
don't know if you can fix it, but if you're able to pull that over, but I
Well,
don't know if you can because aspect ratio got messed up with this,
Yeah,
which is still not working.
the aspect ratio changed because we're mirroring to the thing, and so that's why it's like that. At least you can see it.
Yeah.
I really don't want to adjust it because, of course, the normal aspect ratio, we have it set up perfectly for our stream. But you know what? It's just on the edge. I can move it over. All right, I've moved it over. All right, but anyway, now more to the point. We're going to be creating names for these bats. We need a section. We need a names section. I'm going to put it after the questions.
Because that'll be the end of the doc. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So basically, you all know as much as we do. We love the idea of these bats being really attached to racing and having these great bat races where they have these like 4 different racing families essentially. And the bat flag, by the way, is a combination of the individual flags of these kind of like racing clans. And that's about as much as we know about them. We've created a language for them that's a lot of fun. It has 2 broad grammatical genders, which are night and day, which themselves are they're the combination, or it's a condensation of a 4 gender system. They originally had a big, small, flying, walking distinction, and then because of phonology, one of them got pressed into being one class and then another class, and they didn't have anything to do with each other, so they rebranded them as night and day. Anyway, so yeah, we just need to come up with some names for them and naming strategies. So, yeah. Any ideas? Do we think that they should have surnames of any kind or just initial names? And then, of course, there's also, I mean, they might have separate nicknames just because they're, like racing nicknames. But let's work with names proper before we get to nicknames.
Knowing that we were going to talk about names, you would think I would have thought about this before coming into the stream. But I feel like this is a brand new question I've never considered in my life.
See, but that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. We just do it and come up with it on the spot.
And in our other animal kingdoms,
There we go.
we've got...
And duck bats have names. Yeah, you want to do a review of the names that we've done?
Well, I just kind of want to talk about the strategies that are already in the realm, so to speak. The most complicated names belong to the rabbits because they've got
Like they have a given name.
they have a given name, a sort of like family name,
a
which is
family
like
name. Yeah,
within a larger warren. So there's also a warren name.
like a burrow name, and then
Yeah.
there's a litter number
Litter number
and the
then,
season that they're born in.
Yeah. And by litter number, it's the number within the litter.
Yeah, within the litter.
Of the season they were born in. So you know what season litter they were because rabbits can have so many children. So you needed more than just one number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now
Okay,
our
so that
opossum.
was-
Yeah, that was the rabbits. Our
Yeah.
opossums have given names,
Mm-hmm.
but then all opossums have the same last name for a while. The young opossums are basically just under a star. And then opossums undergo a naming ceremony when they select an ancestor that they want to serve as kind of like their inspirational guide. And then their last name becomes under the name of that ancestor, the first name of that ancestor. And so it goes with the opossums. Now the mice were a lot of fun because I think this was your idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's they have a registry of names, and each name can only be used once ever. And once that name is taken, you can't have it as a name anymore because it's in the registry and belongs to a mouse.
Yep.
And so they get names from their own language, from other languages. They borrow, they make up names, just what sounds cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, once it's on the registry,
It just has to be unique.
So they only need one name.
Yep.
Because no second name needed.
If a mouse passes on, that name can be reclaimed from the registry, but it's a lot of paperwork that needs to be filled out.
The committees don't like it.
Yeah, so it can be quite the headache. For the cats, the cats have their given name, and then each one of them, the cats also have separate kingdoms that they belong to. And there's kind of a rotating monarchy based on the great cat that the kingdom belongs to. And so it always goes in order. So when the monarch from, say, the jaguar clan dies, then the next monarch is going to be the monarch in line from the ocelot clan, and it goes on like that. And so then their last name is basically which of those 8 kingdoms they come from. Yeah.
I thought it was 5.
I thought it was 8. Well, it wasn't just 5, was it? No, wait.
It was the 5 big cats.
Yeah, no, because then if it were 8, there would be too many.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it was 5.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
We remember what we've done.
Dogs' names were very, very informal and evocative. And then, of course, for them, each of them comes from one of, this is, I think, where there's 8 dog clans.
Yeah,
the 8 dog clans, that's right. So it's just names that they come up with for themselves, that their parents come up with, that are kind of evocative of their nature, and then the dog clan that they belong to. The beavers I have no memory of at all. Like, at all.
Oh, they had, like, Square Paw. We came up with names like that. Like, they had, like an ability or something. We had some really good names. What did we do? Okay, we did things.
Yeah, that one, I don't know why. I love that. I love the beaver language. I can't remember
What did we
their
do
name.
for the foxes?
The foxes, those were the ones where because the foxes are the ones that have taken to the seas. And by the seas, I mean the Great Lakes. That's where they kind of, they go from port to port. And so they have ship names. And the ship names can be very kind of, off the cuff. A lot of borrowed names. One of them has taken as a name something that's actually a title in the rabbit kingdom, and he's just taken it as his name.
Okay, so beavers, they just
The
have...
guild.
They have a guild
The
they
Beaver
belong
Guild.
to, and then just like a name that they would have gotten, like, we've got one that's just named River, one that's like Quiet Moss, and so it's just kind of nature words. Oak Paw,
Yeah.
Flower.
But I now I remember the guilds, because there was like the woodworking guild,
Yeah.
and then there was the artisan guild.
So like their last name is a guild name.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
guild name. All right. So,
So now,
all right.
bats.
So with the bats, like obviously the easy thing to do would be just a last name for the clan that you come from. But first, I think we've done that before. Yeah?
I have some facts about the whole brown bat sociology.
Oh.
Sociology, brown bats.
Here. You know what? Why don't you come up here and take a seat? So then, everybody can hear.
Did you say oh bugger?
Yeah.
I
All right.
thought it was the, oh man, I shouldn't have said
You just
anything.
sit
Now I
right
gotta
on
be
down
on
in my
camera.
First of all, introduce yourself and let everybody know why you know a lot about the animals.
When am I actually going to show up on the camera?
It takes a minute.
It takes a minute.
See, like there's your shoulder. Oh,
Ooh.
there you are.
Oh, there we go. Very stuttery.
And it's running off of a phone. I want to remind you.
Hello. Some of you may know me. I'm Biblaridian, or Bib for short.
Mm-hmm.
I make YouTube videos about linguistics and biology in fictional contexts, and occasionally other things too. Yeah, so bats. They so I was looking up we have established this before. These are the little brown bats, right?
The little brown bats, yes.
So like most other bat species, they are colonial roosters. And so they can roost in colonies. Apparently the average rooster size for little brown bats is about 9,000.
Well, so as a side note, you said colonial roosters, and I
Yeah,
immediately
I
thought
realized.
of the colonial period of America, and then, roosters. And I was like, how are bats related to colonial
Yeah,
roosters?
little known fact.
Do you like that little
Yeah, we'll save that for the expansion. The rise of the roosters.
Okay, but now that I'm thinking, so the colonies
Yes.
and roosters, and you're saying up to 9,000.
So average is 9,000. Apparently,
Okay.
up to 135,000 has been recorded. And the interesting thing is, like a lot of bats, I know this is the case for vampire bats as well, there is comparatively low genetic relatedness among the roost. So it's more like a sort of everyone just kind of huddles together and just helps each other out, not because they're related, but just because they're friends.
Okay.
So I don't know if that would play into,
It does.
yeah,
Well, it
clan
does, because
structure.
now we know that we need to create the antisocial bats who only live in roosts of like
Oh.
1,000.
Also, solitary roosting is becoming much more common because of the white nose syndrome.
The what?
So there's a fungal infection called white nose syndrome, which,
Oh.
yeah, it's roosting individually obviously limits the spread. So,
Whoa.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Can I ask you a little bit more about? Can you talk a little bit more about the white nose syndrome really quick?
I actually don't know very much about it other than it's a fungal infection. Let me.
I hope everyone at home heard that.
Yeah, deadly fungus, blah, blah, blah.
Is it deadly?
To bats, yes.
Oh.
Resulted in a dramatic decrease of the bat population in the United States and Canada, reportedly killing millions as of 2018.
Dang. And so the solitary roosting, is that effectively like they understand this is a bad thing and they self-isolate knowing that they'll get other bats sick? Or is it,
I'm not sure.
or is it like they
might-
have now killed everyone else off and they're solitary roosters because there's nobody with them?
I think it is a, like a countermeasure on their part to
Okay,
avoid
okay.
or mitigate the spread.
Because they're smart.
Yeah, named for the distinctive fungal growth around the muzzle and on the wings of hibernating bats.
Dang. Oh, that's a depressing note.
Sure is.
Hmm.
Okay.
But
So we know that we can't name any white-nosed bats out of accident, because that is an awful thing.
well, it could, the blood water could do something special to them and make
They will
them
fix
immune.
it. They're gonna fix it. Yeah, the blood water will save them.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. That gives me.
David is now doing a transformation again, and
Yep.
will look different in a moment.
All right. That gives me ideas. Okay, so obviously, I think then our 4 racing factions are going to be roosting colonies.
Okay.
And there's going to be 4 roosting colonies because we will have lost a lot of bats due to white nose syndrome.
Until they became immune and it's no longer an issue.
Did we just get dropped? Oh no, there we go.
Okay, so and that means 2,
Yeah.
because we had named the 4 kingdoms that can reflect racing style, and that would make sense that you could potentially like hang out. You could roost with the racers that kind of fit your mold better, you know, instead of just being like, well, obviously I'm a tailor because that's what I was born into. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Great bit. The scientific name of white nose syndrome is Pseudogymnoascus destructans.
that sounds right.
Okay, by the way, Tethys adds, as I understand it, the infection is inherently deadly, but it causes them to deplete fat reserves over winter, so they don't make it through the winter. Wow, okay. But I was thinking, like, if we have these, 4 roosting colonies, that could be the racing factions. And since there's no genetic, or there's low genetic, we could, that could be like a 3rd name, or just something that you add of this colony. Okay, so now, here's my question. I hate to do this since you're not at a microphone now, but if there is such low genetic relatedness among these roosting colonies, does that mean when the bats have offspring, those offspring choose different roosting colonies?
I don't know. There may well be some kind of dispersal behavior to avoid inbreeding, possibly. I'm much more familiar with this in vampire bats than
Well, give it a look, because I'm having an idea here. You could be raised by your parents up to a point, but then when it comes time for you to join the great bat races, it'd be like there's a competition, and essentially, the racing captains will bid for you, like there's a draft.
Oh, nice.
And so it might be the case that you race with your family, but it might not.
What's that?
It's giving divergent actions.
Oh, yeah.
Divergent.
A series.
Yeah, I know her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
For what it's worth, little brown bats always give birth to 1 offspring per litter.
Per litter, not
And they
not like per
mature
life.
very quickly. So they can fly within about 3 weeks of being born.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
All right, so
okay.
just to repeat, in
So, yeah.
case anyone didn't hear that back home, little brown bats generally have 1 baby per litter, and those babies can then fly usually within about 3 weeks. So it's a pretty quick turnaround.
This is fascinating.
Yeah, I like that, and I like the kind of bidding kind of
Yeah, it's
sports,
like-
and you could imagine like if there could be sub factions within the colonies, but having the 4 major ones to organize them, I think, is really, really good.
Yeah, and I'll give you an example. So obviously, I think those who are just more familiar with professional sports, or even just vaguely familiar with sports, in all of the major sports, like MLB, NBA, things like that, there's a draft, and essentially everybody knows who's going to be drafted, right? Theoretically, any adult can declare eligible for the draft, but like, really, it's like, if there's like 60 players drafted in the NBA every year, everybody knows that you're picking from a group of like 75, and they can also kind of guess what order they go in, so they don't need to do anything. They've already done what they needed to do in order to be drafted. When you do something like, as a kid, I was in NJB, National Junior Basketball. there was a kind of tryout day. And what they did is everybody, like all the kids came who wanted to play. They put numbers on our backs. They just had us do like, drills and run scrimmages. And the coaches would sit up in the stands and just take notes based on the numbers. And then there would be a draft after that, because of course, it's not like they knew any of these kids. So they needed to see them do something. So that's what I'm thinking for this. There's going to be a pretty, like a yearly ceremony / festival. It's kind of a big deal, where the young bats that are of age, they go and compete, in these various things. And, the clan leaders, they take their notes, and then there's a draft.
Yeah. And Magpie is saying, like, what happens for bats that aren't good at racing and don't get a lot of bids? Because the entire colony would be working towards supporting their best racers, like, you would also need to, like, consider how do we fill out our coaching staff, our, like, care staff. Like, you would need to have everybody. It's not like a sports team that somebody else hires the coaches. It's like you are trying to pick the bats that are going to be the largest and best support network and racers. Like you're trying to get a whole picture.
Yeah.
And so I would have absolutely been high on the bidding for good stat keeper.
Yeah, like imagine it's something closer to like European sports clubs, but even more extreme. So imagine it like Pokemon, where in the Pokemon universe, the only thing that anybody in the entire universe cares about is Pokemon. There's literally nothing else. All the human beings, all they do, it's just for Pokemon. That's it. So in an academy, like in a European sports academy, first there's going to be lots of different sports, and so and also lots of different levels, starting at very, very young ages. Now imagine that they also had to draft support staff. So like, because if in a big like academy, you also need to have teachers, you need to have people that keep equipment, you need to have people that like just do finance. Imagine if the draft was also for that. Right. So that is something else that would be a part of it, simply because this isn't a thing that bats also do among many other things. This is like the thing. This is their Pokemon. So it's got to be like all encompassing. Anyway, so yeah, very good question. But yeah, it'll be all about that. And so somebody who's particularly good at cooking, for example, might be highly sought after.
Very true. Okay, so we've got names based. They're going to be broken down into colonies.
Yep. So we've got 3 names at least. So each bat will have, I'm going to say at least for right now because I don't know, 3 names. 3 given names. So we have. We have like just a given or first name chosen by the parents, a family name, and I'm just going to write that, and then the clan or the racing clan to which they belong, and then I'm going to add a note here. Oh dear. The clan name will change when the young bat is chosen. Will change, or when the young bat is chosen during the yearly racing draft. Let's call it that for right now.
And I'm going to move this to where you are.
Good idea. There's a secret clan of theater bats. All right, good. All right, so that feels like a pretty good accomplishment. We have a direction now. We had no idea at the beginning of this. And so what we do each stream is we have a little celebration with something we call Kopiko.
It's actually Kopiko. It's not like we chose
That's why
the
we call
name.
it that. Anyway, it is a hard coffee candy, and there is enough for everybody. So if you would like.
We came prepared.
Yeah. You like coffee?
Always.
Yes. Gosh, David.
Not his fault.
You can have more than one if you want. I'd like to take something later.
They're so good.
Yeah. My gosh. You are a number, not a free man.
Have a badge ribbon.
No, we don't have the cappuccino one, just the regular one.
What is the badge ribbon?
You are number 6.
Nice.
Here.
Ooh, oh, nicely done. I'm excited about that. All right.
Oh, wait, I don't want to put it over on that folder.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
All right.
Kopiko, the only candy served in the village. Okay, so that is fantastic. I want to just add a note here. Bats may take on nicknames once they join the bat races. Okay, I just want to throw that in there.
And Mads, absolutely these bat colonies would want entertainers because, like, you have downtime. You're going to want writers and people who can make fun stories so you have a good time after the races are over.
Come on,
now.
with bat screeches, you know that there's going to be bat bards.
Mm-hmm.
Or bards.
I don't think that worked as well as you wanted. Were you just trying to do an R-less? Bots.
No, it's it's like a bard, but it's a bat, so it's a bard.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, if you do a R-less, you get closer to a bat. Bod.
I could say
Bat.
the very normal English word Bart.
Anyway. David's joke was lame, and I tried to save it, and he's just making it worse.
Yeah. Okay. So this is, I think, what we should do. We obviously don't have a ton of time here. Oh, Stephen. Hello. I saw your comment. Okay, so we don't have a ton of time. What we should do is, I think, just come up with some brainstorms. So we're gonna have a given name brainstorm. Yeah.
I have some information that may or may not be useful.
Okay.
Well, it's apparently little brown bats have, they're very strongly phylopatric, which means that they always return to the same specific sites every year. So the roosts, I think, will be very strongly associated with one particular cave or what have you, one place where that root happens. So maybe the family or roost name could be like a locative, or it's named after the place where that roost gathers.
Okay. But the thing is, the roosts were gonna be big, the families were gonna be small, but so the lore that we're gonna have to go with in order for any of this to make sense is that you don't necessarily stay in the roost that you're born in. But that is a good note. Okay.
That's got to be true of real bats too, though.
Yeah. Otherwise,
they would just be genetically.
Otherwise, they would be genetically related a lot.
Yeah.
There's got to be a point in time where they move, right?
Well,
Right.
I mean, I'm still trying to
Huh.
And then once they do, that roost like stays in that location. Like they don't mass migrate to a new location. So it's like you travel but come back.
Do you think maybe then they shouldn't have a roost name when they're born?
Not if they're going to be doing their little competitions to figure out where they go.
So yeah, let's change this. Not the clan name will change when the young bat is chosen during. Young bats do not have a roost name. Bats will gain a roost name when they join a racing clan. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, so now given names. So as a reminder, our bat language has verbs that act as modifiers. And so something like there will be a verb that means to be fast. It can also be used as an adjective, but it's equally as normal to use it as the main verb of the sentence. Do we have... we don't have any derivation strategies. We could do... we don't have any agreement, right? We don't have subject agreement.
No. No, well, kind of. The imperfective has to match the class because it effectively becomes a modifier, and so it like agrees in class.
Right, it agrees in class. Well, thank you, Lands Unknown.
Happy Worldcon indeed.
Are they here? No. Shame. Okay.
I feel like they're not going to name, like if we do want to have a potential future for like racing names, like kind of like a nickname for the actual racers, in the way that like people have mentioned horses get special names and whatnot, then like you would feel like then your given name isn't going to like really match that strategy. Like there's got to be like a strategy where you clearly say, okay, that's a racing name.
Yeah.
So I just fall back on like nature.
Yeah. I also want to, might be important when we get to the family name. I want to point out Tethys's comment that paternity is not necessarily something that's very well known, apparently, for little brown bats.
They are a very highly promiscuous species.
Okay. So then, rather than it being like a family name, it should be something that ties it to its mother, I think. So like, I'm going to call it a matrilineal name. But just something to ground it.
Well, I think, I mean, this will then be, no, it wouldn't be difficult. So we wouldn't have to come up with all of them, but like, effectively, like, they get their first, their given name, and then they say of, and it's then their mother's first name, because there's no, like,
Okay.
and then, but their mother's, we could say of their mother's first name, which means
Yeah.
we would effectively, when we pick a name for a bat, we got to be like, well, what's another name that their mother may have had?
Yes. I like that. I like that. And remind me, we have two different forms of possession.
Inalienable is unmarked. Alienable,
Alienable.
possession is marked with,
With-
I think, the locative.
Non-possession. Alienable. Yes. That sure looks like the locative.
Because it's basically saying
Yep.
it's like it's near you. if it's like your, you know, your shoe
Less.
versus your wing, you'd be basically saying the shoe that's near you is yours.
All right. I like that. I think that's perfect. Okay. It's 3:50, so we need to think about being ready to go. Actually, can you do me a little bit of research? Is there something in this room at 4 p.m.?
I thought they gave half hour between. Like everything should be starting at 4:30 after this, and then everything will start at 6 after that.
But yeah, I love this. So
4:30.
okay, we got a little time. That's nice. So I like nature as one idea. I also like descriptors as another idea. But yeah, let's throw some out. And you know, a lot of these could be without the class markers.
Oh, interesting. So like the nouns that we've already created, and you
Yeah.
remove the class markers, and
And that
then it becomes a name.
Yeah.
That means we could use verb roots too,
Yeah.
like ways of movement or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like
Your
that.
racing name would then potentially be like, no, you'd have a class marker because you treat it like a noun instead of a name. That would
Ooh.
automatically create a pattern where it's like that's obviously a race name versus a given name.
It's interesting.
Okay.
Oh, Teth is saying aviator call signs feel very appropriate for bat nicknames, like like a bat named Rock because they crashed into a rock one time. I like that. Okay.
Is aviator call signs like that, or aviator call signs like
Yeah, I was thinking
Whiskey
like
Kilo
Maverick.
256 coming into land?
Oh, I was thinking more like, I mean, well, I was thinking like Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
Maverick, Jester, Hollywood, so on. Okay, but yeah, we got to get something down.
Okay, so let's go with cloud for one, and the cloud root is Ami.
Okay, that's great. Hold on.
And Ami unmarked comes out as Amie. Amie.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, can you give me the word for rock? In this case, not the root, the actual word.
The actual word is Kohi.
Cool. All right, so that's definitely going to be a racing nickname. And Tethys is getting the credit for that one. Well done.
And if we want rock as a name, it would be Ku. High tone, long. So like, just to show like
Sure.
nickname Kohi. High tone. Yeah. I was reminding myself.
Yep.
You did it right. I was just reminding myself. But versus an actual birth name would be Ku.
By the way, Magpie is asking how class agreement works with names that are classless. Same way it works in any language, it'll just get assigned to one or the other.
I would think because they're all bat names, they would just take the default
Of the bat, which is the
of
night class.
which is night class.
Night class,
and it
yeah.
would just be like its default. Racing nicknames, however, could be either class, and so the nickname would take the appropriate agreement.
Hmm.
So yeah. Okay. Trying to just jump around to see some other. Oh, and like we could take our little root meaning, like to be furry, and it could be like, you know, this little fluff ball is born, and it's
Meme.
like, we're gonna name you. Just double checking how that comes out with no modifiers. Yeah, high tone. Meme.
There's that series of young reader books about bats where the main character's name is Shade. I like the nature idea. Huh. There's a series of young reader books about bats?
Like these, Silverwing, Sunwing, and Firewing
Those
are,
sound like the dragon books
They're-
that my daughter loves.
yeah. They're making me think I have a false memory implanted. Like maybe I've seen the books, but I feel like I'm thinking of different books. Like I think I've got
Yeah.
absolutely the wrong thing in my head.
Do you know these? They're really popular amongst young kids right now. The dragon, it's not Dragon Riders, obviously. It's Dragon Riders of Pern. It's is it Dragon Girls? Hmm.
I think that may be.
My thought on the Voynich manuscript is that if it was an actual created language, it would have been deciphered by now. I don't think it is. I think it was a very long, very drawn-out practical joke. Wings of Fire. Thank you, Magpie. Wings of Fire.
Firewing, Wings of Fire. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That is where my brain.
She loves Wings of Fire.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Also, a racer name, a nickname could be Diela, which means wind.
Ooh.
And so, that's a racer name.
Does that one have a?
It doesn't. It's just that's the noun. It didn't take a class marker.
Well, I'm gonna write it.
Probably because it already ended in a, and it's in the flying class,
Yeah.
so it just didn't need one. But shade, I don't think have shade. We do have shadow. That could end up being a name. Ahmut.
I'll put that in to Lexergy. Actually, I want to give a shout out to Lexergy. Lexergy is a little tool, an online sound change applier that was created by Graham Hill. And it is fantastic. So it was Ahmut.
I will say Biblaridian's voice carries when whispering.
Wow.
Like I was hearing everything you were saying.
Ahmut.
Like
Well, I'm happy to talk about the Voynich manuscript anytime.
All right. Ahmut is what?
that is shadow.
Shadow. That's a pretty good name.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that. I like what we're coming up with.
And so yeah, these are all
Yeah, and
Thank-
because of the way we're doing matrilineal names, we're just gonna need a ton of names.
and then Rihu is flower at the core, so
Riehu.
And oh wait, Riehu is also, I mean that's fine, I think. It's also a noun, because we don't add the class marker for that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I think that'd be a pretty name.
What are some other things that bats really like?
This is where I get my teacher voice, and like this is obviously a sub conversation that y'all want for the main class, because it totally distracts me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just be like, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Do you have any other verbs or anything you just want to show as an example? Seed could indicate a cute little tiny bat.
That's just soon, right?
Spoon.
It comes
Yeah.
out as soon.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Spoon.
Oh, that's cool because then it's like Sun Wukong, who was a monkey in Journey to the West, the great sage equaling heaven.
Okay.
Oh, to caw, to screech like a bird.
Oh, where? Oh, here. Tach.
Yeah. Oh,
Tach. Oh.
I want to reduplicate that.
Little tach. Does it just come out as tach tach if it's reduplicated?
Tach, tach.
Tach tach.
But here I'm gonna just put tach, screech, and
Excellent.
Saved by the Bell mention. Aha. Screech, screech, like that. Okay.
All right, and now we thank you all for being here. It is 4 o'clock. We need to close out.
Yeah, we would stay on a little later since I guess the room is here until 4:30. But Jessie is on a panel at 4:30,
Yes.
which I am excited about. This is the oh my God, I've forgotten. What is it?
The games as pedagogy.
That's right, games as pedagogy. Just as a little teaser, Jessie once taught a class that was the linguistics of D&D. So
I did, yes.
very, very exciting. Anyway, this is incredible. We have a great start, and it's nice because, like you, I had absolutely no ideas for bat names at all when we started.
Yay.
Right on.
Well, now we do.
All right. Well, stay grammar, everybody, and we'll catch you. Oh, maybe next week. I wanted to talk about this. Hey, Madeline, what time, like Pacific time, does the World Building Festival start next week?
It starts at like 8 a.m. my time, which is 3 p.m. or 3 hours.
So 11.
So people are going continuously on Thursday. Is that right?
Friday.
Friday.
It starts on Friday.
5 a.m.
Oh, never mind. We'll
It's
see you
the-
next week.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll have a normal stream next Thursday.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
There we go. All right, bye everyone.
All right, bye.